All right, Kenman here. Today we have a fun larger box from Blade HQ. That's right, we have a blue lined box of beauty right here. What is contained within? Let's just get right to it and find out. I've been picking up quite a few things from Blade HQ lately. I'm always looking for the sales, seeing what's out there, what's available. Couple things struck me this time. We're only going to look at one today. You know me, I'm long-winded. I only can go for so far. I take up too much time here. We got two knives in this box today. We have a Civivi that we will unbox later. And we have this Gerber that we will check out right now. That's all that's in there. Box on the floor. Here it is. The Gerber Straightlace Clip Folding Knife. 7CR. It says on there, but I believe I wrote it down here. 7CR 17 MOV on the blade steel. Fine edge folding. Slip joint pocket clip. Timeless design. Slip joint mechanism. Gerber guarantee. See the back. The Straightlace clip folding knife. Anybody have one of these? You seen one of these before? There it is, 7CR 17 MOV mirror finish. Handle is anodized aluminum and green. You know what that means. Maybe a little laser mark customization. So we'll just look at everything on the box here since it's here. We can enjoy that quick. Modern sheep's foot blade, fine edge, nail nick on the front side. It's a slip joint, aluminum scales, reversible pocket clip, lanyard hole. Engineered and designed in Oregon. Interesting. All right, there we are. Let's get into this. There's my new method for tearing into these. You just fold it in half. Pay attention to where the blade is, and will it work? It's not releasing itself. Give it a couple folds. These are my least enjoyable types of packages to open. They're just the most dangerous as far as potential injury. You cut yourself just from, wow, I didn't even get all the way through there. That is some thick cardboard. All right, come on. Where is the middle? That's what we want, the division. Oh my God. Package is winning. Wow, this is Gerber. What are we doing here? They are really solidly, oh my God. Comment below. What is the best way to open one of these? All right, don't want to cut the actual table or the knife. And we don't want to cut ourselves trying to get it out. All right. We've done it. No bleeding. And mangled package now on the floor. Got a little info card here. Let's see if I can get this open. Screenshot that. Screaming orange. Advertisement. All right, enough stuff. Let's clear off our little surface here. Remove said protective tip cover. There it is. The Gerber Straightlace. Gorgeous looking sheep's foot. There we are. Let's soak it in. So yeah, I said it's an aluminum handle. I've been doing some cool laser marks with aluminum handles lately. Maybe we'll put one on here, right? Anybody have one of these? What do they think about it? I've definitely been getting more into slip joints, so this definitely was on my radar. It's got a cool little design, little half stop right there. The last part of the close, you can see the spring right there, comes out, pops it to its half stop. You can pinch open it though. It's not a super hard pull, which I can appreciate. But from the half stop to closed, it doesn't really spring shut as much. You can see it kind of slow. And then it kind of falls in that last little bit. It's almost like those new cupboards. You know, the cupboards where you push the door shut and it doesn't slam shut. It just gets to there and then kind of eases in. It's almost like that versus a normal slip joint. Let me grab this one here. This is the Rough Rider Apta. There's that half stop, and then see how it slams shut? It really wants to pull in like difficult. And on this one, it's got that half stop. It's definitely quiet comparatively. Solid when it's out, feels good. Gets to that half stop. Well, I almost didn't make it to it. Boom, gets to that half stop, but then it's this last part where it's almost kind of like a slower close. Interesting. Anybody know anything about that? Or is it just really stiff and maybe I need to loosen it up or tighten it or vice versa? Okay, let's kind of take it all in here. So we've got that aluminum handle. It's got this little middle before the bolster, kind of like a ring before the bolster. I can't tell what that's made out of, but it kind of looks like a G10 maybe right there with the red, white, red stripe. I can do a nice white laser mark on the green section here. So that might be cool, a little accent with that white along with there. Anybody have any ideas on the mark we should do? I noticed there's a little dent. See that right there? That's kind of a little dent in the aluminum where it banged into something or whatever before they anodized it the green, and it's there. There's a little teeny bit of a dent right there too underneath that ano. Just tiny little imperfections, not the worst thing in the world. Real clean as far as the labeling. It's got that little Gerber logo on the front there. It's got this number, unnecessary kind of a number on that spot. Gerber on the pocket clip. That pocket clip is small. A lot of times slip joints don't have pocket clips. This one does, and it's reversible with that filled in tab, so it kind of gives it a clean look with the tab on the one side. You can decide if you're the lefty or the righty. Scales can be removed. It's got a pin on this side and then the screw holes on that side, so you can take those off and change them or for cleaning or swapping them out or whatever. Interesting. Got the Edyard's lanyard hole right there. Some jimps on the top kind of built into the spine and the I don't know, the spring. I guess I was going to say lock, but it's not a lock. It's just kind of that spring. You can see that spring comes out when it's coming around to close. I don't mind the way that closes. It's an easy pull out too. It's got the nail nick on the one side, not on the other. Generally that would be so you can get in there and grab a hold of it, but this is fairly easy enough of a pull that I can just kind of pinch open it if I want to. All right. So blade is, that's solid. It's not, there's no play that way. None this direction. Of course, there's going to be some this way because there's no lock and that's just starting to push against the spring to close it. But it's still pretty stiff. It does hold out. If I'm putting my thumb on this, kind of sends you with those jumps kind of back a little deep so you're not really pushing up here on the blade as much, kind of pushing there and keeping it where it is. I like the shape of this, the feel, the size, where that tip. Nice cutting. Not a lot of familiarity with the 7CR17, but we'll test it out, sharpen it up, see how well it holds the edge. Looks like it's a nice clean blade. I like that design. All right. So there's the half stop closed. Not quite centered. It looks like it's actually over that way just a little bit, which would mean if we loosened it, I don't know, maybe it's a little different with a slip joint versus like if this was a standard like liner lock knife or whatever, generally if you loosen the pivot, the blade will start to go that way a little bit. So if we loosened it a little, it might move it right to the center. But then I don't know if we want it any looser than it is. Maybe that would make the spring snap a little tighter. We'll maybe test that out. Yeah, other than these kind of, for being brand new, it looks like it's kind of got dinged up in a few spots. Not that it's been used, it's just like they didn't really, the final finish quality control, there's just a couple little dents. Gerber's kind of a less expensive company, but when you see little gouges in the paint and little nicks and stuff that you haven't even used it yet, and like that is definitely below the anodized. So that was on there and then they still anodized it. I'm not trying to talk bad or whatever, just what you notice for the price point that you get. Plus 7 CR, I'm not as familiar with. See how it holds up. All right, let's get some details. See, look at this. We're already almost 11 minutes in, and I'm barely through this knife. We had to do 2. We'll look at that Civivi tomorrow, though. I've actually had it on the channel before, so it's kind of a repeat in a way. So that also makes it less need to be to. Sure. Just under 7 inches, 6 and 15/16, probably end to end. Blade, you could say, is 3 inches to there, 2 and 3, 2 and 7/8, maybe towards the top. Cutting surface is almost 2 and 7/8, with just a tiny, tiny, tiny curve, almost straight, little curve on that belly, and 4 and almost 4 1/4, but down at the bottom here, it's just under 4. Up there, it's like a little more than 4 1/8, approximately on the handle. All right. Nice little size, little slip joint. Got a beefy handle to it. I'm going to try this one out. I like the design of this. Okay. 0.08, 0.07, 0.06. So you can see that 8 starts to get thinner there. 8 to about 7, about 6 right there. Gets nice and thin behind that blade. But it is 0.08 there up at the top. Handle is 0.4 right across the middle there. Thickest point 1.03. Thinnest point 0.80. And look, the battery doesn't even say it's wanting to die. Dan, did you change it? No, I didn't. How did it not flash for that long? This is still that same battery. It's been it's been telling us it's dying for about, I don't know. Comment below. How many videos has it been dying on us? 8, 9, kind of a little bit skinnier, 0.62 there out on the end of the blade. It's going to tell us it's dying for another 20 or 30 videos, I would bet. All right. Get a weight. 3.6, almost the same. The drop bear, 3.28, 3.6. We'll put that APTA 3.17, fairly similar as well. Hello. Okay, so yeah, what was it? 3.6. A little bit of mass on it for this size of a knife. I don't mind it though. So I compare everything with the Kaiser drop bear. This is a great EDC. Real easy opening clutch lock from Kaiser. Really smooth crossbar lock. Thumb studs work great. Just a fun all-around great EDC. Size-wise, very, very similar. Looks like the drop bear handle is almost exactly the same. Maybe just a tiny bit longer. And if it was cut straight on the back, they'd be the same. And the blade is really about the same. Drop bear is just a little bit, barely 1/8 of an inch longer, a little bit wider that way. But realistically, this is very comparable to that 3/4 to all, not quite full size EDC knife. Here is that Rough Rider APTA. Kind of a similar style, different company for those slip joints. I've been really getting into the slip joints and these kind of this size with a Warncliffe blade. Very cool. This is currently one of my favorites. I'm really enjoying just the half stop on it. the click of it when it opens and the micarta on there. Things that I like a little bit more than that Gerber right there, just this micarta handle. Although the aluminum, we'll be able to do something to it. It's a little bit bigger. Gerber is definitely bigger than the Apta by a little bit. This is a Civivi Cubit. Sorry, brain shut off for a second there. I did the laser mark on here. So this was all red, and I did a white laser mark. I've got a really nice white setting for aluminum. And so this red aluminum took that white Wi-Fi Sagaya pattern really well. So this is green aluminum. I could do a white pattern on there. So comment below, what kind of pattern should we laser mark on here to give it a unique quality? We've got some white in that collar right there. So a nice white laser mark on there with a pattern or design would really make this whole thing pop. This is already a kind of cool looking knife. I intend to check it out, flip that clip over to the other side for me, and enjoy it and see how that blade handles. If you have one of these, comment below. And let me know what we should do to it. I'm excited. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.